All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are diving deep into a topic that is absolutely critical for any scalper, a definitive guide to picking the very best currency pairs to trade. Because let's be honest, not every pair is created equal, so we're going to make sure you're focused on the right ones. So let me ask you a question, something that might even keep you up at night. Is the pair you trade every single day secretly draining your profits? Look, it's a fear a lot of traders have. Because the truth is, when your entire edge is just a few pips, the pair you choose makes all the difference. And that right there, that's what we call the scalper's dilemma. The problem is painfully simple. If you trade the wrong pair, it's like paying a hidden tax on every single trade. Poor liquidity and high costs will literally eat your profits before you even get a chance. But hey, don't worry, there's a solution. It's a really simple but powerful framework for picking your pairs. Let's dive into the 2 golden rules that are going to put the odds back in your favor right from the start. It really just boils down to these 2 things. Seriously, that's it. Number 1, we have to maximize liquidity. We want to be fishing in a huge ocean with tons of buyers and sellers. And number 2, we absolutely must minimize our cost. We're talking about protecting our paper-thin margins by finding the lowest transaction fees possible. So what is liquidity anyway? Well, you should think of it as a scalper's absolute best friend. It's your ability to jump in and out of a trade, like instantly, at the price you want, without your own order messing up the market. High liquidity gives you those clean fills and that smooth price action we all love, what traders call a clean tape. And on the flip side, we have the enemy, cost. For a scalper, cost is everything. Your number 1 job is to fight it. It's mostly the spread, that little gap between the buy and sell price, but it's also slippage, which is when you click one price and get filled at a worse one. Our mission is to hunt down the tightest spreads on the planet. All right, so enough with the theory. Let's get practical and put these rules to work. I've put together a simple, curated tier list for you. This is going to be your go-to watch list, designed to keep you laser-focused on only the best of the best. Let's kick things off with the top-tier pairs, the A-listers. These are the pairs that should be the foundation of your watch list for one simple reason. They have the best combination of high liquidity and low cost, period. And first up, of course, is the undisputed king, the euro/dollar. It has more liquidity than any other pair in the world, which for us means one thing: razor-thin, micro spreads, and super clean fills. This makes the price action smooth and easy to read. Next on the list, we've got the dollar/yen. This pair has a really deep order book, which is awesome for liquidity, especially during the Tokyo and London sessions. It tends to trend very cleanly. Just a quick heads up though, remember that the pip value on JPY pairs is a little different, so just keep that in mind when you're calculating your risk. And then we have the cable, GBP USD. Now this one brings the heat. It's got way more volatility than the euro, which can mean bigger and faster opportunities. The spreads are still great during London and New York. It's an amazing pair for scalping breakouts, but you gotta respect its speed and its slightly wider costs. And rounding out our top tier is the AUD/USD. If you're trading during the Asian session, this is your go-to pair. It's at its best during the Sydney and Tokyo hours, offering tight spreads and a really steady, predictable flow. Just a fantastic, reliable choice for those hours. Okay, moving on to our next group, the conditional pairs. Now, these are still fantastic for scalping, but there's a catch, a really critical rule. Timing is everything. You absolutely have to trade them in the right hours. So let's run through these real quick. USD/CAD, that's your New York session, data-driven play. The USD/CHF offers really quiet, clean moves during London. If you want pure speed, the JPY crosses like EUR/JPY and GBP/JPY have a super fast tape, but you'll probably want to size down a bit. And of course, gold, an absolute favorite for its explosive moves, but be careful, its cost can spike in a heartbeat. Now, this is just as important, maybe even more important, knowing what not to trade. You need to avoid exotic pairs like the Turkish lira or the South African rand, and stay away from thin cross pairs when their main session is closed. Why? Simple.
They're illiquid, the spreads are wide and jump all over the place, and you will get destroyed by slippage. It's a guaranteed way to kill your edge.
This all leads us to maybe the most critical concept of all. We've talked about what to trade, but now we got to focus on when. The single biggest factor in getting those low costs and high liquidity is matching the currency pair to its active home trading session. Think of this slide right here as your ultimate cheat sheet. Notice the pattern? In Tokyo, we're all about the yen and the Aussie dollar. Then, when London opens, our focus shifts to the euro and the pound. And finally, in New York, the US and Canadian dollars take the stage. The rule is dead simple. Trade a currency when its home market is open. That's when the costs are lowest. Okay, let's pull all of this together into a super simple, actionable checklist you can use in the heat of the moment. This is your final go or no-go decision before you even think about clicking that buy or sell button. Let's make this really concrete. For a top-tier pair like Euro-USD, here's a hard and fast rule. If the spread isn't 0.4 pips or less, I'm just not interested. That number acts as your guardrail, protecting you from high costs before you even enter a trade. And we can set similar guardrails for the other big players. For USD/JPY, we want half a pip or less. For the more volatile cable, we'll give it a little more room, up to 0.8 pips. And for the Aussie, the ceiling is 0.6. You should treat these numbers as non-negotiable. If the cost is too high, it's a no-go. End of story. So here it is, your final, repeatable process. Before every single trade, you're going to ask yourself two simple questions. Step 1, is this pair's home session active right now? Step 2, is the spread within my maximum limit? If the answer is yes to both, great, you have a green light to look for a setup. If the answer is no to either one, you wait or you move on to a different pair. It is that simple. And look, if you only take one single thing away from this explainer, please let it be this. No clean costs equals no trade. This needs to be your mantra. Your first job as a scalper isn't to make money, it's to protect your capital from bad costs. The profits can only come after that. So we've covered the what, the best pairs, and the when, the best times to trade them. But that leaves one big provocative question on the table. Do you really know your true all-in cost to trade, including things like commissions? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down in the next explainer.